This week we're going to take a look at the history of the rock band Aerosmith in the pages of comic books. It's a sweet emotion asking you to walk this way and stay tuned.
Before we begin, I want to remind you that if you love comics and pop culture as much as I do, you'll subscribe to my channel and ring the bell to stay informed of upcoming videos. Please share this video, as that will help me gain subscribers as well. And now,
on with the show, this is it.
Revolutionary Comics, 1989 to 1994, was a U.S. comic book publisher best known for the series Rock and Roll Comics, launched in 1989. Founded by publisher Todd Loren, the line featured unlicensed biographies of rock stars, told in comic book form but geared for adults, often with very adult situations. Some musicians featured in the comics, like Frank Zappa and Kiss, were supportive, while others like the New Kids on the Block considered Revolutionaries comics akin to bootlegs and sued. Loren claimed the First Amendment protected the journalistic rights of his illustrated articles, and he took the matter to the U.S. South District Court in California, who agreed. Loren's win against the New Kids established, among other things, that comic book biographies were entitled to the same protections as other unauthorized biographies. Aerosmith was featured in two issues, number 11 and number 57. Today, we look at the delightfully bizarre team-up of Aerosmith with Shadowman in Shadowman number 19, by Bob Hall and John Dixon. They kill Steven Tyler. In case you are unfamiliar with Shadowman, the character was introduced in the early 1990s as part of Valiant's big Unity crossover. Jack Boniface was a successful New Orleans saxophone player, but not successful enough to land a record deal just yet. He eventually meets a mysterious woman who drugs him, and now he is compelled to fight crime at night. When he is out at night, he has enhanced strength and speed. He takes on the name Shadowman. His arch-rival was a necromancer named Master Dark, who was always trying to get Jack to serve him. Bob Hall was writing and penciling Shadowman during this period. The book, along with most of Valiant's line, was very popular in 1993. They were outselling most DC titles, and many Marvel titles, at the time in the direct market. The issue opens with Aerosmith performing in New Orleans. They jam a little bit with Jack during sound check, as he knows a couple of members of the group from a long time ago. The issue opens with the introduction of a crazed fan who is obsessed with Aerosmith and Steven Tyler. Master Dark approaches this unstable young man and cuts a deal with him. He will give him Steven Tyler's voice if he gets a lock of Tyler's hair. The fan attacks Steven in his dressing room, but Tyler beats him up. A few undead servants of Mask attack, though, and they hold an Aerosmith fan hostage, and Tyler has to trade his hair for her life. There is a clever bit when someone asks Dark if this will work, and he explains that it will because the fan believes it, and so does Tyler once Jack warns him of the hair likely being part of a voodoo thing. So later, during a show, the spell is cast and Tyler loses his voice to the crazed fan. Tyler is compelled to seek out the fan, which is all part of a dark trap. Jack turns into Shadowman and tries to stop him, but the crazed Tyler can't be stopped. The rest of the band heads out to find their lead singer. Once they all confront Dark, Dark continues the spell and actually kills Steven Tyler. Now Jack has to figure out how to get out of this mess. That was a really well-handled crossover by Hall. His likenesses were excellent, the story was interesting, and he gave the band some worthwhile things to do. That was a brief look at Aerosmith in the pages of comic books. You can find some other parodies and short stories in the pages of Mad, Cracked, and other parody-type comics as well. Remember to leave a comment, like my page, share the video. And, until next time, live long and prosper, may the force be with you, to infinity and beyond. See you next time.